What's up, guys? Welcome back. Hashtag Broadcasting coming back to you guys live here again today for what race is this? This is the 11th one of the season. It's been quite the season so far. A lot of these drivers have one win or none. Only two with multiple. Larson having 2 wins and Chastain having 2 wins. But it's been quite the season so far. I'm excited to see what Richmond brings. And with that being said, we're going to get right into it. We're going to skip practice. Still some good cars that haven't won. The 9, 12, 45. Couple cars, pretty good cars, have not won yet, but a lot of these guys have wins. Byron, Truex, Larson, Logano, Busch, Bell, starting at the front. And we are going to go right to the front of the field here. 80 laps here at Richmond. Hopefully it's a good race. A night race. Gotta love yourself a night race. Especially at Richmond. Look at that. That does look cool. Gotta give it credit. That does look pretty cool. But here we are. Coming to the green flag, William Byron. Also a driver, fast car, without a win. Just to add to that list earlier. Green flag's in the air. 80 laps to go. Alright, let's see what happens here. Byron off to the quick lead. We go through the field. Oh, these guys are crazy back here. Oh. 77 already down pit road, but caution's out. Yes, that was weird. I kind of thought something happened. The caution is out. Something happened with Ty Dillon on the first lap here. Okay, so it looks like he just pitted, so maybe something happened with somebody else. Oh, right there was the wreck. Pretty big wreck. Ooh, a lot of cars in this one. Right off the rip. Yikes. Yeah, a couple cars are going to be out from that one. Justin Haley looks like he's going to be done. Jeez. Been quite the start to this one. Briscoe, another DNF. He's had so many DNFs this season, man. So many. Alright, hopefully this won't be a wreck fest, but looks like BJ McLeod is out as well. And then Justin Haley. And Hamlin wide off of 2. Him and Larson have dominated this season. 2 wins for Larson, 1 win for Hamlin, but they are way out there on points. And that's because we just haven't seen a bad race out of those two. We've seen bad races and DNFs come from Truex, come from Elliott, come from Bell, come from Logano, who's actually had pretty many of them. Or the one at Chastain, or Byron, who doesn't have a win yet. Hamlin and Larson, they're just top 5, it seems like, every week, and they just haven't had an incident. Denny Hamlin, in the middle of a hornet's nest, right around 10th, and the 41's a lap down, holding Martin Truex up. There goes Hamlin and Harvick. Reddick was still without a win this season. There's Ty Dillon holding Kyle Busch up. Logano, Larson, Byron. And then Busch, Elliott, all these guys, Chastain, Blaney, Bell, all getting held up by Ty Dillon. Kyle Busch looking underneath Dillon, and he is underneath him there. Hopefully they can all get by him here. Blaney looking underneath the one. The one going to give him room. Using up the apron a little bit there. Go through this field. I got to know, Gibbs is struggling. We've seen a lot of Gibbs cars run really well. Bell is 8th, Hamlin 10th, Truex 13th, Gibbs 16th, all 4 of which have been really good this year. 3 of them have wins, and Gibbs is top 10 the field to death. So, yeah, he's like 7th or 8th in points. And the best running one is Bell right now. I'm sure they'll get it figured out. Reddick, they're in 9th. Where's Bubba in 18th? So the 6 competitive Toyotas are all between 8th and 18th. So they're not bad, running mid-20s, but they're not good, as none of them are in the top 7. But we'll see if that doesn't change. Suarez, another one that's top 10 the field to death, and he's like 10th in points, somewhere around there. Somebody that you would expect to be around the cut line, just top 10 in the field to death. Busher, last time I checked, was the last one in. Bowman's been off to a struggling start, but he picked it up last week. We'll see if he can't pick it up again. The 6, Keselowski, was struggling earlier in the season, came out, got a win, locked into the playoffs. He's been pretty decent since, and he's around the cut line in points, but it doesn't matter. He's in with a win. I think he's like 14th in points. This is just not good for Briscoe. It's been a miserable season for Briscoe. Miserable season for him, man. That's like his 6th or 7th DNF in 11 races. Like, it's actually a crazy stat, actually. But let's go to the leader. Still William Byron. Decent gap over Larson, who's trying to get his 3rd win of the season. And Logano has actually run Larson down a little bit. Those 3 are gone from the group of cars that got held up. Busch, Elliott, and Blaney all together. They put a small gap on Ross, Chastain, and Bell. Then you got Reddick back there. How far back is the 41 gone? Remember, he was holding all these guys up. Looks like they all got by him. He must have got freight trained on the outside or something. There he is. Yeah, he got passed by all of them. Just curious as to where he was. But Stenhouse started off this season pretty well, then struggled for a bit. He's mid. I think he's inside the top 20 in points yet, though. Allmendinger right around 20th. McDowell, I want to say it's been a rough start to the year for him, as he almost got into it with the 6 there. It's been a rough start to McDowell's season. Bubba in with a win. He won the 2nd race of the season. Ross Chastain and Denny Hamlin dominated that race, and something happened. I forget what it was. Bubba Wallace found himself in the front of the field, never lost the lead. One of those guys you would expect to see around the cut line that is in with a win. Not too many of those guys. A lot of these guys with wins have been guys that I would say deserve wins, but it just seems to happen every week. New winner. Every week. New winner, new winner, new winner. We're 11 races in. Only 2 guys have won more than 1 race. And who's leading the race right now? Somebody you would expect to have wins right now. William Byron does not have a win this season. Looking to get it today, and that'll continue the trend of new winners. As this is the 11th race of the season, and we could have our 9th different winner. So, but everybody else, Larson 2 wins, Logano a win. Elliott does not have a win, and you see how well he's running. Neither does Blaney. And then Ross has a win, Bell has a win. Busch does not have a win. Neither does Reddick. Hamlin's got a win. Harvick does not. So a lot of these guys that are really good, really fast, does not have wins. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, especially when we get closer to playoff time. But it is very interesting to see the different guys show speed on different occasions, different weeks. William Byron's been a rough start to the year for him. Not really DNF-wise, but just performance. He just seems to be a 10th place car most weeks. And that's where he's in points. 11th or 12th in points. Does not have a win. Looks to change that today. Glad to get some green flag racing in after the early caution. I know there's been some news that's been breaking in this series for drivers for next season. Still a lot of open seats yet, but some have changed, some have not. Stenhouse announced he will be back in the 47, and then you got Daniel Hemrick will be taking Justin Haley's place in the 31, who is DNF this race, unfortunately. Justin Haley has not announced a deal yet, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with him. We already know Kevin Harvick's retiring. Josh Berry will take over that car as they're coming up on Preece again. It's been a rough season for Ryan Preece as well. It's been a rough season for everybody at SHR, except Harvick. Harvick hasn't won, but at least he's like 10th in points. He's consistent and looking like he has a good shot at making the playoffs, unless something crazy happens. So, Kevin Harvick, the only bright spot at SHR. And that bright spot is not as bright as it once was, as he used to win a lot of races, and he's struggling in his last year. We'll see if Harvick can't pick it up, get a win, maybe become the title favorite. But it's a tall task with some of the cars that's in front of him. But William Byron trying to get by Ryan Preece. Larson's put a gap on Logano now, and Byron kind of remaining the same, maybe putting a little bit of a gap on Larson. Logano is falling off, though. Elliott, you can see, has put a gap on Blaney, and Blaney still has Chastain on him, and Bell and Reddick, and looks like Hamlin's starting to close in a little bit, up to 9th. Then you got a lot of the bubble guys, Busher, Suarez, Gibbs, Bowman, Bubba, guys you expect to see around the cut. Like I said, Bowman, it's been a rough season for him. He's finally cracked the top 20 in points, I think. Busher, like I said, I think is the last guy in. Gibbs and Suarez has gotten great points, great finishes this year. They're well ahead of the cut as of it stands right now. And then Bubba obviously in with a win. Below those guys, Keselowski in with a win, and then McDowell, Allmendinger, Stenhouse, Jones, I believe, is top 20 in points. It's been a rough season for Austin Dillon. It's been rougher for Austin Cindric. I think Cindric is 30th in points. Been a rough season for him. Currently runs 24th. It's been a good start to the season for LaJoie. He's fallen off a little bit. Still mid-20s in points, I believe. Harrison Burton, I think he's 29th in points. Todd Gilliland, same with LaJoie. Mid-20s, low 20s. They were in the top 20 in points for a while. We're 11 races in, and they're just now starting to fall back. Same with the 42 of Gragson. Gragson doesn't seem to have the speed each week, but he seems to get the finishes. Right now running 31st. He's like 23rd, 24th in points, somewhere around there. So we'll see if he can't continue, as this has been more of a normal race, I would say. We've had a lot of crazy races, a lot of DNFs, a lot of good cars getting taken out. Not been the case so much here. It's nice to have some sense of normalcy. Standings 11 races in, still trying to sort themselves out. Normalcy. You know, you don't look at the standings 15 races into the year and see some guys where they're at. Reddick outside the top 20 in points yet. And he's run well. I mean, 7th right now. He's led a lot of laps. He's been very good. But to be 20-something in points, just like Logano. DNFs, bad finishes. It hurt Logano. He was like top 6, 7 in points. He went all the way down to 17th or whatever before he started crawling his way back up. Reddick, right from the drop of the season, was like 30th in points and just couldn't move up. And another good run today. If he can close it out, he'll gain on that cut, and I believe he'll win his way into the season before it's all said and done. Reddick's been very good this year. It would not surprise me to see Tyler Reddick in victory lane, but we'll see what happens. As it's pretty much a Hendrick show right now. 1, 2, and 4. And then Bowman 18th. But Bowman's the one that needs a good run. Not getting it right now, as they have come up on Cody Ware. Logano has run down Larson again, and Byron has continued to put a gap as Cody Ware not letting him go. Cody Ware sharing that seat this season with Cole Custer. Some rumors about Cole Custer going to that 51 car full-time next year if a SHR car does not open up. He's been doing well in Xfinity and obviously dropped down from the Cup Series to Xfinity not that long ago, or just last season. And Preece took over the 41. They're saying if Almirola doesn't retire, since the 4 car's already got a driver with Barry in it, they're saying Custer could go to that car, and if Almirola sticks around again, they're saying a good chance he can go to Rick Ware, which is where Justin Haley's expected to go. So it'd be interesting to see Haley and Custer as the 2 Rick Ware cars. It'd be steals for them, because if they can ever get more competitive and run full-time, Custer and Haley's a very good lineup. 1 colleague driver, 1 SHR driver. Just rumors. Nothing set in stone yet, as we are a lap away from halfway through this race. Been William Byron dominated. I think he's led every lap so far. Started on the pole. William Byron getting some good TV time as we go through the field. Larson second, Logano on him. Elliott, Chastain, Reddick, Hamlin. You can see Blaney's falling. Where is Blaney? All the way back to 11th. He was like 6th. Falling off a little bit. Harvick, Busher, Suarez, Gibbs, Wallace, Keselowski, Bowman. Then a pretty big gap back to McDowell. William Byron coming up on Corey LaJoie, Todd Gilliland to lap them, and I think Ty Dillon's there to get lapped again. Byron's done a good job getting through lap traffic. Better job than Larson and Logano has, as Larson's putting a small gap on Logano. Seems like they kind of playing ping pong there. He pulls away and then he gains, pulls away and then he gains. But Byron has a pretty good gap on both of them. Elliott, he's closed the gap a little bit on Byron. He was, 4 seconds back? Now he's 3.5. As Byron catching up to a lot of lap traffic here. This is an opportunity for Kyle Larson or Joey Logano to get to Byron. 1.6 back. And Byron's not even looking under Ty Dillon. 1.2 back. A whole 4/10 there. Then, of course, they got to get by the lap traffic as well. But maybe they'll have an easier time with it, as they have lapped up to 28th place. 28th and 27th. Right in front of Byron. 1.21 seconds. So another 2/10 for Larson and Logano right there. And he still is not even looking under LaJoie yet. Seems to like to make the passes in turn 3. And he didn't right there. But he's all over LaJoie and Gilliland. Eight-tenths. This race is not over. Lap traffic has played a big dividends in how these races has gone this season. And William Byron could be a victim here of his teammate or Logano. 8/10 and 1.3 back. We could see Logano get to Larson if now that he's got lap traffic to try and get by. Only 7/10. Logano's still a second, but that was because they had to get by Ty Dillon. They are coming. They are almost there on Byron, and Byron looks going to give the bumper, I think, to the 7 a little bit. Probably should have done that a while ago, as he does get by LaJoie. So that gap is down to 4/10 and 7/10. But now they got to get by LaJoie. Byron up to Gilliland, wasting no time. Larson wasting no time on LaJoie. Byron goes by Gilliland. Larson trying to get a 2-for-1, which would actually be big if he manages to do that. He is. He's under Gilliland, and he's bringing Logano with him. And Elliott's down to 2.5 seconds back, and a lot more lap traffic in front of these guys. This thing is not over. Elliott, you can even see Chastain, Reddick, and Hamlin back there. As Logano's got by Larson. Logano to second. Looking for his second win of the year, as Byron has put the gap back up to his second, as they have cleared the lap traffic. He's got Priest again in front of him, but Almirola and Harrison Burton as well. Priest is obviously off the pace a lot. Not going to get out of Byron's way, though. 1.0 and 1.1 back is Logano and Larson. And Priest is not getting out of Byron's way. Byron even looked under him that time. Is he going to do it in turn 1? Looks. He does look. He sends it in. He is under him in turn 1. And 4/10 back is Logano. 6/10 back is Larson. They are there. They're going to get by Priest as well. And this is a race. This is a race. Priest definitely screwed Byron there a little bit. Logano sends it in. Larson right behind him. And they're there. No cars between them. 2 cars in front of Byron, though, and he has struggled with lap traffic as of recent. He's got Harrison Burton next, and right in front of him is Almirola. And then there's a pretty good gap in front of them. Not sure if it's a big enough gap. Oh, bumper to the back of the 21. Byron wasting no time. All right, he got by the 21. Now just got to get by Almirola, he'll be lapping 25th place, and then it's a whole 4 seconds almost before he gets to Eric Jones. So that may or may not take him to the end of the race. Not sure, but if he gets by Almirola, he's in good shape. As now Elliott struggling with lap traffic, 2.3 back, and Chastain, Reddick, Hamlin, Bell. It looks like it's a big group. Truex, Busch, Blaney, all coming right there. Underneath Almirola, here comes Logano, all over Byron's bumper. Pressure on Byron to get that first win of the season. Dominated this race. He's coming to lap 56, and he's led all 56. Logano and Larson right there. looking to steal it from William Byron. He is all over Byron. They put a good gap on Larson now, but it is Logano and Byron are there. And I'm not sure if Logano's faster or if it was just lap traffic. I don't think Byron's going to drive away, though. I mean, if he's faster, he will. We'll see if it happens. Logano looking underneath Byron. Byron going to shut the door. Logano could have got in the back of him there. We've got 24 to go. 23 to go. We got 23 to go. Logano looking. He's there. New leader. Joey Logano. Here comes Larson. Byron going to fight back on the outside. He actually got to the outside of Logano there. He's going to try and get him back on the outside. Really wide. Now he's going to lose a spot to Larson as well. Logano to the race lead. He's going to clear Larson. Yeah, what a run off the top. Byron's car is fast. It was good off the outside. He defended Larson on the outside. That was 2 good corners in a row on the outside. He has a chance to get Logano right back. Coming to 20 to go this time. And they probably will get to lap traffic. There's going to be 3 more cars they're probably going to get to. And that is Austin Cindric, Austin Dillon, and Eric Jones. Cindric is Logano's teammate, if that means anything. And they probably are going to get there. They're not in the picture yet, but with 20 to go, coming to 19 to go, they will be in the picture more than likely. I think Byron's a little quicker than Logano. I think he's able to get in a little better, especially when he's behind him. He gets right up to Logano. If he can be aggressive and make that pass, maybe drive off again, get some leeway as they're coming up on lap traffic here pretty soon. Elliott's still 2.8 back. They're starting to drive away from him, and then that other crew, well, it looks like Chastain and Reddick is driven off from the rest of them. Hamlin back to 13th. Something must have happened to Hamlin. He was 7th, back to 13th. As that means Larson, if he is the point leader, will remain the point leader. If he's not, it's really tight. He's probably going to get by Hamlin, especially if he wins the race, gets his 3rd win of the year. But Byron, small gap between himself and Logano. Don't let him get away. Larson right there as well. Coming up on lap traffic. 16 to go. They're going to be on lap traffic in a few laps. Larson's all over Byron. They're coming up on the 42, who's probably multiple laps down. So yeah, they're going to have to get by him. Byron all over Logano. A little loose sideways off that corner. He was all over Logano right there. And Logano is now on the 42. You can see Byron exiting a little higher off that corner than Logano is. Logano underneath the 42. Byron and Larson, looks like they're all going to get by him there in that corner. Not going to be too much of a factor. And then they're going to get up to Eric Jones. And there's a whole second, so Jones has fallen off of Cindric and Dillon. So they're going to get to Jones, and this is 24th place that they're lapping up to. We know Richmond's pretty popular for lapping all the way up to 10th, 11th in full races. This one up to 23rd or 24th. As we've got 13 to go. I'm not sure if Byron's going to be able to get by him without lap traffic help. Truex back to 14th. He used to dominate this place, not doing well today. He's got Suarez on him. It looks like Keselowski and Bubba Wallace are right there as well. And then a gap back to Bowman, and then a pretty big gap back to McDowell, Allmendinger, and Stenhouse, which these guys shouldn't get to them. They're definitely not going to get to them. But They are on Eric Jones. Logano did not make the pass that time. And you can see all the speed lost between him and Byron into that corner. Larson wasn't affected by it in that corner. You saw the ground he gained going in. Now he's on him. And now all three of them going to start losing time now behind Eric Jones and Logano. Underneath Jones, Byron didn't take advantage of it. I thought he was going to look to the outside of Logano for a minute. Byron clear and Larson not clear, but is going to get by him. 9 to go, coming to 8 to go. Is Joey Logano going to pick up his second win of the season? Can Byron get his first? Can Larson get his third? Larson, a big threat to be the regular season champion here. And Byron kind of looking underneath Logano. Wasn't aggressive enough, just maybe feeling it out. 8 to go, will be coming to 7 to go. Can Byron get the monkey off his back and get the win? Led over 50 laps today. Lost it to Logano. Logano's led ever since, but Byron's been there the whole time. Coming to 6 to go. All right, 6 to go. Maybe. Looked underneath Logano, and we're going to see Ryan Preece one more time tonight. Logano going to dive underneath him. Byron, a little more cautious. Going to dive underneath Larson as well. Lap traffic making a big difference, but Byron's not taking advantage of it. 5 to go. And they're going by the 3 of Austin Dillon now. What is Byron going to do? Looking to the outside of Logano. Going to fall in line. Going to try and arc it. Get a good run off. Going to get clear of the 3. I don't think Larson's much of a factor at this point. I mean, he's right there. He could get by Byron, but he's struggling to get by the 3 car. 4 to go, coming to 3 to go, and now you got Greg Gaulding going multiple laps down, and they've got Cindric going a lap down right in front of Logano. Cindric, Logano's teammate. Byron right there. They're coming to 3 to go. Who's going to get it? Byron looking for that first win. Logano, again, looking for his second. What's going to happen? He's only got so many more corners to make it move, or to make the move. He was there, but chose to stay cautious. Now they've got the 15. It's going to take away, and he's going to get stuck behind the 15. Does not dive below him like he should. Give Logano somewhat of a gap. And they're going to be coming to the white flag, and there's a small gap between them. Now Logano looking underneath Cindric, but Byron's there. They should both clear him. Looking underneath him, not quite going to get there. Losing a little time. White flag's in the air. Logano left room. Byron using up the space. Not going to get there. But he is going to look underneath him. Going into turn 3. Byron underneath Logano. He's going to get clear Logano. Logano could lose second. And William Byron with the last lap pass is going to win at Richmond. And Logano held on to second. Larson third. Logano didn't block. Byron does get his first win of the season. And I believe that's our first last lap pass of this season. Waited to the last corner of the last lap, led the most laps, and Byron gets the monkey off his back. Logano still only 1 win this season. And Larson should definitely take over the point lead from Hamlin. Hamlin ends up finishing 11th. Busher a good day, 10th. Where did Gibbs get? Suarez and Gibbs, 15th and 17th. Reddick ends up 6th. If he doesn't get the win, he needs points, so good day for him. Elliott, another top 5, as he's top 5 in the field of death. He should take 3rd in the standings. Him and Busch have done that all year. Busch right there in 8th. Right there's all the standings. Preece ends up 4 laps down. And William Byron, a last lap pass to win at Richmond. Lowe's is next. I want to look at the playoffs here. So the championship race is Homestead. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So New Hampshire will be the first race of the playoffs. Then Dover and Kansas will be the cutoff. Talladega, Charlotte, which is where we're going. And then Martinsville will be the cutoff. Atlanta, Rockingham, Phoenix will be the cutoff, and then Homestead. All right, that's not bad. Last race of the regular season is Richmond. That was a good race. All right. Cool. Longest race of the season, 80 laps at Charlotte. That's going to be a long one. But that being said, William Byron wins. We'll look at the 2002 standings, but of course I'll be sure to post our standings. Larson's dominated the polls this year. He's got 5 polls. Everyone else was 1. Or Byron got a second one right there, and then Hamlin, Truex, Logano, Reddick, all 1 poll. But DNFs, man. 6 DNFs now for Briscoe in the first 11 races. He's DNF'd more than half the season. And you see why Reddick is so far 17th for him, pretty far back in the points. But with the playoffs, he's got a good shot at winning the championship yet. Almirola and Reddick, 4 DNFs. McLeod struggling here with 3. He's only made 8 races, so he's only finished 5. And then Haley, McDowell, Bubba Wallace, 3 DNFs. How many guys have no DNFs that made all 11? Larson, my point. I believe Hamlin. Yeah, Denny Hamlin as well. Busher. Suarez, Jones, Bush, Priest. Priest has finished many races, many laps down, but hasn't DNF'd. That's impressive. And Gregson, another one, same thing, hasn't DNF'd. So, not bad for those guys. Laps led this year, 202 by Hamlin, 125 by Larson. Byron, 84, 50-something came in that last race. Only 17 different drivers have led laps this year. I like to see the laps completed. Busch completed 732 laps. And guess what? Total of laps this season right here, 732. So that means he's never finished a lap down this year, which is why he's top 5 in points. That's impressive for sure. He's completed every lap. Never finished a lap down. Jones, Larson, Suarez, Hamlin have completed every lap except 2. Then you go down all the way to the bottom. All right, so nobody's like 2 or 3 laps. You know, even the guys that made 1 race, Riley Hurt, still completed 54 laps and didn't DNF. So completed probably the whole race, if not close to the whole race. That's cool. But yeah, 100% of the laps completed. That's a good stat. And then races led in. Larson's led in 8 of the 11 races this year. That's impressive as well. So, all right, well, guys, that's going to do it. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We've got, no, not Dover. I think Dover's next, isn't it? Yeah. We got Charlotte coming up. That should be a good race. I hope that's a good race. We'll see. It's a long one, 80 laps. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll be sure to get the points out and stay tuned. Peace.